So look, I came up with a list, and I'm just going to mention some of the things that I would like someone to have said to me when I was just starting out in my mid-20s. Be really good at what you do. I think that's important. If you need it, do some assertiveness training so you know how to stand up for yourself and how to say no and how to ask for what you want. I think we women are not always good at that. I also wrote, back yourself. Apply for a job you would like, but for which you may not have every single qualification. That appears to be a female habit, which I think we need to break. Doesn't worry the boys. They're quite happy to apply for something for which they might only have 5 out of 10 qualifications. I think they tick off the 5 and think, oh, yes, I can do that. I'll learn the other 5 on the job. I think we need to break that habit and give it a go. Find a trustworthy mentor. Now, that's one of the things that Women in Media offers now, but there wasn't any women in media when I started out. So I think that's a wonderful thing to have someone who will share their experience with you and maybe some of their pitfalls. Remember with gratitude anyone who helps you on the way up. I think that's so important. And I have remembered always the several people who saw something in me which I couldn't see in myself and opened a door of opportunity for me. Have interests outside work, because a wide experience of life informs your journalism and I think increases your range of contacts, and it's also probably good for your own well-being. So take the blinkers off and have as wide an experience of life as you can. I know a number of young journalists who've had adventures, gone overseas, done internships somewhere in Japan or somewhere else very interesting. And well, it adds to your breadth and depth of experience. But I mean, also your sport. You belong to teams, anything and everything. I don't know, learning pottery or bread making, whatever you do. It's all part of life's rich experience. Now, I would say join the union. I've recently been given my 50-year membership badge of the union, and I'm very proud of that because I think that there's strength in solidarity, and I think we're obliged to help each other. It's not just you, it's not just me and my career. I think we're in it together. Read good literature in the hope that some of that fine writing style might rub off on you. Read good literature, listen to good podcasts, good movies, have a rich input because you hope it rubs off on you. In your private life, now this is a bit personal, don't waste precious time with people who are not good for you or who don't share your values or who will not be good travelling companions on your journey in life. By this, I don't mean don't have compassion for anybody who might be in need and might benefit from your support. Yeah, but don't waste time. Make time for your friends and treasure those relationships because they're very important now and as life goes on. I must say that in the earlier part of my working life, I was a bit blinkered in feeling that it was important that I was as good at the job as I possibly could be. And so sometimes I did not give the time to friendships and relationships that I could have and I think should have for my own well-being. In answer to the question, can a woman have everything in life? But I thought one wise answer was, yes, she can, but not necessarily all at the same time. And that's a hard thing for women, which I think most men don't have to juggle. The juggle between work and family and home life. I did not have the insight. I did not think I had the capability of doing both. And I made a conscious choice not to have children, not to have a family. So I gave the priority to work. I'm not saying that was right. I'm saying that was all I felt that I could manage, because I thought if I try and do both, I don't think I've got the capacity to do both well, and one of them will suffer, work or family. Now, having said that, the women who do manage the juggle have my greatest admiration and support and encouragement, because I don't think it's a bit easy. I don't know the answer to that question, but it certainly needs the help of a mentor and of the wisdom and encouragement of someone who's done it or who is doing it, because that's what you're going to need. I say, don't envy anyone else. You don't actually know what's going on in their life. You don't know. And sometimes when you find out, you put someone up there on a pedestal and think, oh, isn't she beautiful? Isn't she clever? If you really knew under the surface, she's got her struggles and her challenges too. Don't envy anyone else. Run your own race. You'll probably make some serious mistakes in your life. I certainly have. Have the humility to say sorry when you need to, and learn something from where you go wrong, because you can and you will. Don't let it fester and dwell on it. Learn something. If you're finding all the disruption in the media difficult to live with, once again, we need to turn to others, I think, for support and encouragement in that. Be encouraged by the fact that your life in the media does not necessarily have any time limit. Now, I can speak from experience here. I was working so happily and so privileged to do so with the Australian Story program on ABC television. And of course, it's still going on and thriving. But I retired voluntarily at the age of 79 in 2016 because I thought, it's time to move aside for somebody younger. And really, I only lasted that long, I think, because of the brilliance of my wonderful makeup artist, Elaine Fitcher. She used to take about an hour to make me up to appear on television. And she would start with the spackle filler, if you know what that is. That's what you put in all the wrinkles before you start putting the makeup on. So thanks to Elaine, I think I was able to keep going in my job as presenting Australian Story for all those years. You're never just an island. Don't think that you've made the great success on your own. You haven't. You haven't. You've had encouragers. You've had people who opened the door of opportunity. You've had wonderful co-workers who've helped you and supported you and made you look good. Don't forget them. You didn't do it all yourself. Whatever you've done, you've stood on other people's shoulders. Whatever good advantages or benefits you've got at work, and I know not everyone has, but what you have gained has not been gained by you singly. It's been gained by people in the union over many, many years of negotiating and striving and arguing and making a claim. So I think that's a good thing to remember. I shouldn't be giving you advice. I should be saying to you what I would like to have said to myself as a 20-year-old. So, as you see, I have the answer for everything. Isn't it wonderful? And, well, finally, from the vantage point of my great age, life goes so swiftly. I can't tell you. And the older you get, the faster it gets, faster it goes, and the more aware you are of it. So make the best of every day, because before you know it, you are amazed to be 80. How did that happen? And wouldn't we all like to end the last chapter in the way that our dear colleague Mark Colvin did? Wonderful Mark, who presented PM so brilliantly and with such insight and depth for so many years. And Mark was able to say at his death, he couldn't speak it, but he posted it on Twitter. And what he said was, it's all been bloody marvellous. It's pretty good, isn't it?